Hey guys, it's Kevin McCulk's Pinball. Just thought I'd do a little, kind of like I guess a product review here because it is kind of a new one. I would say, I don't know, it looks like maybe 6 months or maybe within the last year. So what I'm working on, this is my Stellar Wars, but I'm working on a buddy's Stellar Wars also. So I have this out kind of for demonstration. Just kind of showing you what's going on. This is your typical MPU solenoid driver setup out of an early SS Williams. They did this style for a while. The computer that we're going to be talking about goes from like 97, which is Williams System 3, to around like 84 or 85, like Williams System 7. For the System 7 setup, you do need a little adapter that's separate, but I think it was like 15 or 20 bucks. It wasn't much. So anyway, like I said, this is your typical MPU. You got all your dip switches up here. You have the ROM. This one, me got you. This was for a Gorgar, but at the time, it was one of those I want new everything customers. So, and then your solenoid driver board. Typically the problem with these is this 40 pin interconnect right here, because these two boards are basically attached together. There's male pins on the MPU, and then there's a female connector on here, and it's coming through the back. This one has been rebuilt. It was done by Dr. Pinball just a couple years ago, so it's really clean and nice. I don't have anything to put it in. I don't think he did this solenoid driver board. This looks like a really nice, like original. So I don't think anything was ever done to this, but that's not why we're here. Typically, they do sell individual replacements, but then a lot of times what people do is a 2-in-1, so it combines both of those into one board. So typically these boards are like a couple $100 each. The one that I have in my Stellar Wars is the Rotten Dog 2-in-1. Very good company. Put them in a lot of games. Never had any issues with them. Great product. Nothing bad about them all. The downside, that board is, I think, a little over or right around $500. It has all these games built in, so that's nice. Little button battery. Great board, no complaints. I've used them for a lot of other products. Good company. The downside is, especially if you're on a budget, $500 sucks, but typically you can rebuild these unless you have really bad corrosion damage, stuff like that. But that brings you to the company we are talking about today. Move these out of the way here. I'll just move it off the side here. This little guy here, System Alpha by T1lt, but he spells it T1lt. This is from System 3. This is why I knew the years. Don't think I had that memorized. Through System 7. So this little guy here can replace, if I can back up, I'm in between a couple of games here, so it's kind of hard. So that little guy replaces all of that. So I've never used them before. There's a thread on Pinside about it. It's been around for a little bit. I didn't really go over. It's like 6 or 7 pages long. Seemed like a bunch of people had them, especially in like Firepowers and stuff. They haven't been having any issues that I could see. But this is why I went ahead and just bought it. I was like, you know what, forget it. Just gonna buy it at $130. So $130 for this guy here. Yeah. So for that, I'm going to try it. That's cheap enough for me to just have it around as an extra, or the game that I'm working on, it might end up in that game. I'll leave it up to him. So yeah, I can't really go into specifics. I know whenever I got it, it showed up yesterday, so I took it to work with me. You have to go to like the pinball database or whatever, or he had it on his website. It was just a link to the all the ROMs, because you do have to upload what game you have. So like the Rotten Dog has them all built in. On his, I literally just my headphones are plugged into my computer. I unplugged my headphones because they were Type-C, So right there you get a little Type-C port. Whenever you plug that in, the green light right there for OK, that started flashing. Right there was flashing, and then the CPU LEDs were going back and forth. So all you had to do was I clicked on Stellar Wars and downloaded the zip file, then uncompressed it, you know, took like half a second, then just dragged and dropped it onto this. This popped up, I forget the name of it, but it popped up on the computer just as a device. Drag and dropped it onto this. That went to, I think then I had to click the module to actually tell it to flash. Then it said writing. It said writing for maybe a minute, then went back to OK. Then you're done. So that's it. That's all there was to it. Very simple. That stuff sometimes gets annoying to me. I'm not really a big computer guy. So that was very simple. But I was gonna say, yeah. T1lt, you know, so you can easily find him anywhere. Well, right there, T1lt.co. I knew it was tilt.co, but I was forgetting if there was maybe another word in there. But one thing I've heard a lot of people, I can't say they've noticed or whatever, your solenoids and stuff with this one, they said tends to be a little bit more responsive. And I think that it was something about like it's a single switch system versus a 2-switch system, or I was just kind of glancing over it. I wasn't reading the fine details, but it was something I saw in there. So we're going to see how that goes. Because his Stellar Wars, I do have it now to the point that it'll boot, but I'm getting a bunch of error codes from the MPU. I've tried moving the ROM over to another MPU and I'm still getting error codes. So we're going to play this by ear. But worst case scenario, if this just helps me a little bit get through a little bit more testing, that'll be good. But yeah, it was like $130 for the time being. I'm not sure if that's like introductory price or whatever. And then it was like, yeah, $10 for like shipping and handling or something. So there we go. I'm going to go install this right now. And then the rest of this video will take place after I get the game running. Hopefully I can put this in and it's done. But I don't know. The game has some other issues. But I think I got them all taken care of. It won't start a game, so I don't know for sure. But before it was like dead. So I got it at least that far. So there you go. And right now, like I have my test rectifier board is in his game. So he has one and then I have one. So, but mine has LEDs on it. So it'll tell, I can just look up and see that I have voltage for everything. So I robbed it out of this one. I put the old one back in. This one's been rebuilt. It works fine. But this is a game I don't play. This one has a cleared NOS playfield in it. Cleared by Bill Davis. And then I just put this in about a year ago. So very pretty. So cleared by Bill Davis probably 20 something years ago, and then was never in a game until I put it in this one a little bit ago. So now I have a very nice Stellar Wars. So so yeah, it's not going anywhere, so that's why I just have like new boards in this one. And then of course, always gotta mention it, Wolfpack displays and everything, right? So there you go. This is about System Alpha, so let's go put it into his game, and if it boots up and plays, I'll go ahead and finish the video right now. But see you later. Okay, so here we go. This is now fully installed, so you can see you're just missing that whole, it used to go all the way up there where those 3 black, used to screw in up here. Now it's down to that. As of right now, the game works. I'm, just kind of been hitting targets down, just checking everything. The one thing that did throw me off, because I was paying attention to the keys. Whoops. I was paying attention to the keys and I was plugging everything in. And then the first time I turned it on, I was missing part of my displays. This one keyed on pin 3. Well, so isn't this one with all the purple. And this is, and I was like, well, purple's coming over here to the displays. And I checked, this one's also keyed to pin 3. You need that one. I'm guessing this is part of the single or secondary, the 2-way, 1-way switch. Right now I don't have anything like actually screwed down yet because I got to see which way you want to go. I did see there's a pretty big burnt spot on his solenoid driver board. So that could be the whole issue right there. So I may just swap it out with another solenoid driver board. I may try to repair that one. And then I'll put it back in here, see if it works. And then whether or not he wants to stick with this board or go back to the original, that'll be up to him. I'm not that worried about, I'll keep that board for another game. The good thing about that does have free play. Unless I completely missed it, I don't think my Rotten Dog does have free play. I'll look more into it. He does have one fried coil, so it won't eject a ball right now. But once you eject it, everything else works. So this is done. Well, I'm going to try to fix his old board or put a different board in here. See if his MPU works with the different solenoid driver board, and do more testing, whatever. But unless he just wants it, like wrap this up and he wants it, that's fine. That's up to him. So I can always do that stuff later with my Stellar Wars. Not that big of a deal, but yeah, it all works now. Send him a message kind of showing him what's going on. Like I said, this is System Alpha by T1lt, T1lt. Everything seems to be good. I was gonna say it's literally been like 2 minutes that it's been on, so I can't do like it works great for years. Obviously it's a new product, so but computer side, putting the program on there to burn it for your game, super simple, nothing weird going on there. Normal install, it's amazing he can fit all those connectors on that board. But I guess he had to do one less. And like I said, if you have a System 7, I think you need this little plug here, and then you actually mount it up on that bracket up there, I think. So but there you go. A little, roughly a 10-minute, might probably be like 15-minute little review, or first impressions, we'll call it that, of the System Alpha MPU for, dang, 130 bucks, 140 bucks. Like I said, I don't know. Prices are always going up, so if you see this a year from now, it's probably cost more. But there you go. See you guys later.